become self-reliant.
And in other news, a couple is nursing injuries at the Isiolo Referral Hospital after being attacked by a stray lion. The couple had gone out to fetch firewood when the lion attacked them. They, however, survived the attack and now share their near-death experience.
At the Isiolo Referral Hospital, Michael Apayu is in deep thought. The injuries on his body tell of a fight of his life, which he and his wife Susan Chebet had to endure to stay alive. As the parents of two went out to fetch firewood on Tuesday, an encounter with the lion was the last thing on their minds. Michael narrates how the lion first pounced on his wife.
Kwanza ilikuja imefukuza mwanamke juu ndio alikuwa nyuma. Mwanamke akanipita mbele yangu. Sasa mimi ikanirukia ndio ikaniangusha chini. Ikaanza kunikanyangia chini kwanza. Sasa ile ikanikanyangia chini ikaanza kuniweka majirani nini.
With only a panga as his weapon, they fought the lion and managed to escape from its jaws.
Nikamwambia kuja nipatilishie panga. Sasa wakati amekuja akanipatilishia panga ndio nikampiga panga. Ndio akarukia mwanamke bibi yangu sasa. Akamuuma mguu yote mbili na alikuwa amekatalia kwa mguu kabisa.
Sasa nikakuja nikagonga yeye akapanga. Sasa akanirukia. Nilitokea mimi sasa akaanza akaanza namna ya kuamka. Sasa nimeamka kata mgusi hii mguu ya mbele na hapa macho. Sasa akaanza kuanguka chini. Kuanguka chini ndio sasa nipata nafasi kutoroka.
The family is now calling on the Kenya Wildlife Service to take action to end the human-wildlife conflict that has now left them nursing injuries.
Na kama ni wetu wa KBC wanafaa kuchunga hao wanyama wakae porini wasitoke, na wakitoka they make sure when they have the information kwamba ziko nje they should take care of that because people are moving. Lazima watu wakavunje kuni, lazima watu wafanye shughuli zao ziendelee, wachunge mifugo.
Walikuwa wamekuja jana hapa hospitali na tukaongea nao tu tukaongea nao. Sasa sijajua vizuri vile kumeenda kwa sababu mimi najua nilisalia hapa kwa hospitali na hakuna chochote nitajua. Walisema tu watajaribu kushughulika.
Huyu kijana ako na mtoto mdogo ya miezi 6. Saa hii wakiwa analala hivi hakuna mtu atasaidia ile watoto. Ningependa serikali aingilie kati ashughulikie hao wakiwa hapa.
The incident comes days after a multimedia university student in Rongai was mauled by a hyena. Nancy Okware, Lunchtime News.
The Chinese community living in the country has lauded the cordial relationship between the Chinese and the Kenyan business community. Kenya Overseas Chinese Association Chairperson Gao West said his country is committed to tightening the bilateral ties for the benefit of the two countries as he was speaking during the official celebration of the 2024 year of the Dragon in the Chinese calendar at the Confucius Institute at University of Nairobi.
Official ushering in of the 2024 Year of the Dragon in the Chinese calendar in Nairobi. Performances sequence each other, from the lion dance, dragon dance and face change by different bands, all on the eve of the new season. The dragon season usher in the 2024 Chinese New Year. That will be celebrated on February 10th. It is on the eve of their new year that the Chinese business community vowed to work with the Kenyan business community in enhancing bilateral ties between the two countries.
We are, in this country we are doing very well. So now in the next year of Dragon, we expect better cooperation between Kenya and China, so that also we can do the better business in Kenya.
They termed the new year as an opportunity for them to deepen their relationship within and out of the country.
The Kenyans will do very good, and we believe just like the Chinese, we have a lot of hope.
On its part, the University of Nairobi, which plays host to the Confucius Institute, committed to work further with the Chinese government in enhancing education levels.
From the 2025, we will be sending 25 students every year on full scholarships to Tianjin Normal University for a 2-year study program after they have completed their first 2 years of study at the University of Nairobi. And I believe that the relationship between the two countries, that is Kenya and China, will be further strengthened by the blessings of the Chinese Year of the Dragon.
2024 is the year of the dragon, while 2023 was the year of the hare. Parsai Frederick, Lunchtime News.
And in other news, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, Soipan Tuya now says that they are on a mission to overhaul the Kenya Meteorological Department in a bid to ensure that Kenyans get accurate data on weather patterns to enable proper planning. Now, Soipan argues that the accurate data and sophisticated technology will enhance food security in the country as farmers will make informed decisions. This comes as farmers usher in the planting season. She made the remarks as the country prepares to host the 6th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly in Nairobi later this month.
And we are moving towards that direction to really overhaul our meteorology department to make sure that then it's able to guide every other sector in this country, particularly the food security aspect of it, so that our populations, the Kenyans, can be able to respond, adapt, and plan for their food security needs, plan for their day-to-day income-generating activities, which are heavily reliant on the weather patterns or on climatic conditions of the country.
Now to the coastal cities, where the management of St. John's Girls High School in Kaloleni, Kilifi County wants the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI to widen its investigation after CCTV footage revealed a matron allegedly walking out of a dormitory moments before the fire broke out that caused losses worth millions of shillings. The staffer is currently being held by police in Kaloleni sub-county and is being treated as the prime suspect in the arson case that saw a dormitory razed down. Following last Wednesday's fire incident at St. John's Girls High School in Kaloleni, Kilifi County, that saw at least 15 girls rush to hospital over panic attacks. Details have emerged over what could have transpired on the fateful day and led to the destruction of a dormitory and other valuables worth millions of shillings. The Board of Management at the institution wants the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI to cast their nets even wider after CCTV footage revealed that a staffer at the school was seen at the scene of crime moments before the dormitory was razed down by the inferno.
Security arm ambao ni DCI na polisi wale wachunguze kwa mapana, manake ukiona balbu inawaka basi pengine hata ule moto umetoka kindaruma, hautoki kwa hiyo room.
According to the timestamp of the CCTV footage on Wednesday night, on the 31st of January 2024, a person carrying a torch could be seen walking past the dormitory that was affected by the fire.
Yule ambaye alikuwa mshukiwa mkubwa, mimi mwenyewe nilipata nafasi ya kuangalia CCTV na koti itaamua, lakini tulisikitika kuona akiingia ndani ya dormitory na baada ya kama dakika 5 akitoka mbio, na alipotoka mbio moto ukaanza kutokezea.
The board members claim external forces behind the tragedy include a former senior school official who is allegedly pushing for her release. Meanwhile, a sense of normalcy has returned at the institution as students resume classes on Monday and were taken through counseling sessions following the ordeal.
I just want to appeal for help for the students, especially as far as the dormitory is concerned, because there is a lot of congestion now that was a 2-floor dormitory.
I just want to report that out of the 2,065 girls, 99% are back in school. Guiding and counseling has taken place to both teachers and girls.
Still down at the Coast Region Security Team led by the Coast Regional Commissioner Roda Onyancha says strategies have been put in place to deal with threats in the region that include terrorism, organized crimes, rampant drug and substance abuse and land conflicts, among others. Now, speaking after a meeting of top security officers in Mombasa, Onyancha urged local leaders to work closely with her office to mainly address the issue of drugs and substance abuse, which has become a major concern in the region. Now, the regional commissioner said unless the many challenges facing the region are addressed, no meaningful development will be realized.
We have quite a myriad, a number of security threats. We've gone through all of them and we've come up with ways of addressing them in each county, because every county is unique in its own way. And going forward, we've agreed that as a region, up to the grassroots level, we are going to work in a multi-agency way, where everyone that is involved in the security sector is going to come together at the sub-county level, at the county level, and at the regional level, so that we are able to build that synergy, that oneness, that unity, so that as a region then we are able to provide a very secure and peaceful environment.
Let's come back here to the capital, where residents of City Carton in Nairobi's Buruburu area have taken to the streets to protest a looming demolition of their homes to pave way for the affordable housing project. Now, the residents are blaming brokers and the area member of the county assembly for allegedly blocking them from paying land rates to be denied ownership of the 25-acre piece of land. They now want the government to intervene and help save the place they have called home for over 40 years.
Na tukazuiliwa kulipa rates. Wakati tumezuiliwa kulipa rates, tumeona hapo sasa ni kunyang'anywa, tunanyang'anywa maploti zetu. Na hii mambo tunataka hata gavana ajue sisi tuko tayari kulipa county.
Sababu iko siku moja walikuwa wamejaribu kukula shamba ya kanisa pale, na baada ya kukatazwa kukula ile shamba, sasa wamerudi kwetu, wanataka kuuza hii ploti zetu. Kwa hivyo tukiomba serikali iingilie katikati na kukomesha haya matapeli.
Kila mara kijiji inauzwa. Sasa tunaambiwa kijiji sasa tarehe 30 Februari wanakuja kujenga zile nyumba zinaitwa affordable. Sisi tunaomba hivi, kama kuna title tunaweza pewa, mtu akuwe na kitu yake kwa mfuko. Afadhali tukue nayo. Tumechoka na maneno kila saa toeni pesa, kila saa toeni pesa.
A section of youth in Suguta Marmar in Samburu County now want the county government to address the issue of unemployment facing graduates in the region. According to them, unemployment is pushing them to drug abuse. The youth further want the county government to absorb them in various departments when opportunities arise, saying this will also reduce crime rates in the region.
Vijana tumesoma sana, tumesoma tena zaidi. Tuko na makaratasi kwa nyumba, hakuna kazi, ndio tunatetea kazi ya vijana. Wengi wameharibikia town juu ya kukosa kazi. Wengine wanafuta bangi, wengine wanakunywa pombe.
Sisi wengine wanasoma, hata wengine university, vijana wengi sana wamekuwa university, wamekuwa walevi town sana. Ndio wanakuja wanasoma, ndio wako na makaratasi na wanalala nayo kwa nyumba. Maana gani sasa kwenda shule? Sasa hakuna tofauti wenye wako kazi na wenye wamesoma na wenye hawajasoma.
Tungeomba mheshimiwa tuinue kwa at least hata kasi kama ya hasora ya kama kufagia hata hii town tunasafagia makasi ingine yenye inasapatikana.
Sisi tungeomba serikali, watu wote wamesoma, kama hata sasa hivi nimesoma, niko na makaratasi na lala huko, hata ninashindwa hapa nifanye nini? Hata nafikirianga kama niokote hii makaratasi niende nitupe.
And in other news, residents of a Getari area in Kisii town have raised concerns over the increasing incidence of crime leading to deaths. The latest incident, according to the resident, was the murder of a night guard by an armed gang that chased him into the residential compound and hacked him to death. Now, the incident has instilled fear among the residents, who are now attributing the rising crime to police laxity. The residents want the transfer of some rogue police officers who they claim have been colluding with the criminals.
Bas na kwa bahati mbaya wakaulia my neighbor mwenye anaishi hapa karibu hapa chini, wakamuua kwa compound yangu. Walipomoa nyumba yangu ni kama walikuwa wanataka kuingia ndani, wakisema wao ni askari.
Askari akihudumu katika sehemu iwe ni muda mchache, manake akizidi kukaa hapa anajuana, na sasa hata hawezi tena hata kuleta usalama. Kwa hivyo ni program sisi tunaiunga mkono, mtu afanye kazi kwa muda mfupi, wengine waletwe.
Embu County Government, in partnership with the Water Sector Trust Fund, has commissioned piped water project at Gashuriri Village, Mbere South, targeting more than 9,000 residents. The 18 million shilling project intends to save residents from the risk of drinking contaminated water from the rivers. Now, speaking during the launch of the project at Gashuriri Market, Embu County Governor Cecilia Mbarire noted that the provision of clean drinking water and irrigation in the largely semi-arid county will remain a priority of her government until the entire county is covered.
Tunatarajia kwamba hii mradi itaweza kuserve about 9,000 people or households in this whole area, and nataka kuambia watu wa Mbere nitaendelea kusukuma kabisa kuhakikisha mmepata maji, kwa sababu hiyo ndio ilikuwa agenda yangu kubwa nikitafuta kura huku Mbere.
And on the political front, the United Democratic Movement UDM is now warning that the lack of a functional independent electoral and boundaries commission, that is the IBC, spells doom for the country. The party noted that some constituencies like Garissa were getting unfair deal after their MP passed on last year, leading to a constitutional impasse as there were no IBC commissioners in office. This emerged when the party's National Executive Council NEC met in Naivasha for its annual meeting. The party leader, Ali Roba, called on President William Ruto to move with haste and act on the High Court ruling that gave the green light to appoint new IBC commissioners. During the meeting, the party appointed Ramadhan Masudi Bungale as the new Secretary General, replacing David Ochito, who has since left the party.
I would like to urge His Excellency the President to really take heed of that court ruling to make sure that the appointment of IBC commissioners are put in place, because for 1 year now, Garissa constituency has no national representation in terms of parliamentary position. UDM is an equal opportunity party and shall remain as such as we strive to improve the performance of our party nationally. That we have committed and resolved to continue supporting the Kenya Kwanza government in all its activities wholeheartedly as an affiliate party at all levels.
Local authorities in Garissa are now turning their focus on the school enrollment of early childhood development education ECDE classes. This is after a successful mop-up exercise to ensure 100% transition for the Form 1 and Grade 7 learners. Now, speaking during a meeting that brought together chiefs, assistant chiefs, police elders and religious leaders, Assistant County Commissioner Alex Murithi admitted that ECDE classes in the area have little or no pupils. The administrator vowed to hold barazas to boost school enrollment in the area.
Wapea siku 5 kutoka leo hadi Jumapili jioni. Monday asubuhi tunataka kuona watoto wote wameenda shule. Na in case there is no positive enrollment come Monday, tunaenda kuanzisha crackdown using our chiefs, using our security officers, using our education officers kuhakikisha watoto wote waweze kwenda shule. From what we previously learned about transition to GSS and Form 1, we have even a bigger problem kwa initial stage enrollment. That is PP1, the ECD. In fact, tunaita ECD. Ile PP1, PP2, grade 1 and grade 2. That is where we have a major problem.
Law in place for the ECD at the counties, and the ECD enrollment has been going up. What you're talking about here is the mainstream primary education, starting from grade 1 going up, going upwards.
Kilifi County Government has procured a new fire engine to help deal with incidences of fire outbreak in the area. Now, the fire engine that will be stationed at Watamu was commissioned by Roads, Transport and Infrastructure County Executive Committee member Catherine Kenga and Lands and Housing, Energy and Urban Development counterpart, that is a Jane Kamto, and other senior county government officials. Now, area member of the county assembly and residents lauded the move, saying availability of the fire engine will help to timely address fire incidents in the area.
Tukifikia masuala ya kudhibiti moto, nafikiri kama Kilifi County tumejizatiti kuhakikisha ya kuwa ile mioto ambayo imetendeka ndani ya Kilifi County tumeweza kuizima.
Tutasema huduma ikuja karibu sana na mwananchi, kwa sababu hapo mbeleni tulikuwa na municipality 2 ambazo ndio zilikuwa zinashirikiana na hii wizara ya barabara katika janga la moto, lakini sasa hizi tunaona tumeongezea zingine 3 ambao ni kuongezea urahisi wa kazi.
Tutaletewa vijana na pia vile wale ambao wamekuja, tumeongea na mawaziri, vijana wetu ndani ya wodi yetu wa Watamu pia watafundishwa kuvolunteer ni namna gani kupambana na mikasa ya moto.
Elders in the society have been urged to embrace early screening to avert challenges that come with late detection of disease. Now, during a screening session spearheaded by Ushirika Wema in collaboration with Ahadi Kenya Trust in Murang'a County, elders were encouraged to embrace regular checkups to reduce the prevalence of hypertension and diabetes. The spouse of the Prime Cabinet Secretary of Kenya, Tesi Mudavadi, present during the event, said early screening is pivotal in managing the now prevalent non-communicable diseases.
Initiative that our door-to-door screening campaign by introducing blood pressure monitoring and diabetes testing kits at the community level, with the aim of empowering our elderly citizens in monitoring and managing their health more effectively. I encourage any community initiative that promotes social interaction among the elderly, as loneliness and isolation can have severe consequences on one's mental and physical health. By fostering community integration, we not only provide companionship, but also create an environment where our seniors feel valued and connected.
Your Excellency, you know we have the cash transfer for the elderly. So when you go back, we would want the old ones, kuna wale registered, wengine sio registered, lakini inafika on time. Ndio hata kama Kamau hatakuja next month, they will have something. Wanaweza kuwa hawa mama wako nayo kwa mfuko yao.
Residents of Magadi in Kajiado County are decrying the poor state of the Kiserian-Magadi Road. The residents have faulted the county government for failing to repair the dilapidated road and build stronger bridges. The residents say the road remains unmarked and is impassable during heavy rains. They are now demanding for the immediate action from the county government to ensure the road is repaired to facilitate free movement of people and goods.
Tushapoteza watu hapa kwa sababu kuna mtu ambayo hawajaijenga ile permanent bridge. Hakuna ile daraja ambayo imewekwa ambayo inadumu. Inaoneka tu kidogo inabomoka, ishaangusha magari, watu wa pikipiki washaanguka pale. Ni kitu tumejaribu kuongea kwa muda mrefu.
Na hii barabara yetu hapa tunakuwa na shida mingi wakati wa kutembea. Kwa mfano hii barabara ya lami kutoka Kiserian ikienda mpaka Magadi wakati wa mvua, saa zingine hakuna daraja, maji inakuwa tisho, na tungeomba serikali yetu, serikali kuu na hata ya kaunti kama ingeweza kusupport, waingililie kwa sababu ya maneno ya daraja ndio tuweze kusaidika.
Embu County government has embarked on a major We do apologize for that particular technical glitch. Let's take that particular story once more, where in Embu County government has embarked on a major crackdown of tea and coffee weighing machines in public and private companies in the area. Now, this comes as after an outcry from farmers who raise complaints of the use of the facility of the machines being produced. Now, speaking during a press briefing at his county headquarters office, that is Embu Governor Kimani Wamatangi, and the crackdown said was conducted by the Committee on Trade from County Assembly. After tea farmers raised the alarm, the chairman of the Trade Committee at Embu County Assembly, Patrick Nguria, urged the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, to intervene.
Cheating on our people. You go buy a kg of sugar and you find that it is less with 50 or 100 grams, which is equivalent to like 0.1 kg, and that is a lot of sugar.
Kufikia kutoka kesho kutwa mpaka Jumatatu, hao watu wote tunapeleka kotini. Inapotea kilo 3 kwa kilo 20. Ni latiri ngapi zimepotea kwa miaka 20? Hizo pesa zote zinaenda wapi na nani anakula hiyo pesa? Mbona mama ashughulike ama mzee wafanye kazi kwa mvua, kwa shida, kwa jasho, wapeleke latiri yake kilo 10 ya mazao, kilo 20, mtu wa kilo 100. Unapata kwa hiyo kilo anakatwa, kwa kila kilo anakatwa kilo 3.
28 minutes past the hour. That takes us to a first commercial break on KBC's Lunchtime News. Don't go too far. As I promised on the business segment, we'll be talking about foreign employment. Already my guest is in studio, and once we come back, we'll be having that particular interview. Don't go too far.
In heaven's name am I doing? And not tell you anything. Why not? Because I am afraid that you'd want to go looking for him. Satisfied now?
Did something happen between you and Marcelo?
Rodrigo is in serious trouble.
That Lucia is still crazy over heels about you.
Oh, Dad, you were very generous to give my sister an apartment that cost millions. But when I asked for something, you refused to give it to me.
Enough, Nora, that's enough. What are you talking about? What have I done now? Getting Nora Gahiola pregnant enough for you?
Hi, my name is Nelly and this...
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Before we head over to the business segment, we have one more story for you in terms of the general news, is that the multi-agency technical committee formed to look into the transfer of function is in the final stages of validating reports that will be shared in the 10th ordinary session of this summit. Speaking during a consultative forum in Naivasha, the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee Vice Chairperson Sadia Abdi says the 3-week engagement forum in Naivasha is aimed at building consensus and seeking clarity on the functions that belong to the county and national governments. Timothy Kipnusu with the details.
I know we have our own cognitive biases in terms of...
The Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, Council of Governors and State Department for Devolution converge in Naivasha to finalize a report on the transfer of functions to county governments.
And that is why we are here, to do another validation and to provide clarity where there was no clarity.
It is here that the IGRTC Vice Chair Sadia Abdi stated they are finalizing on the implementation matrix that will inform how the exercise will be concluded.
Implementation will be done in phases. It will also be done in a staggering manner so that we don't disrupt service to the common mwananchi. We are hopeful that we will be able to conclude in the next 2 weeks and maintain the deadline that we were given by His Excellency the President during the last summit. After that, we will be able now to sit and give it that which is required in terms of the roadmap on implementing the report that now will be touching on the resources. That will be the human resources, financial resources, the assets, and also the legislations, the laws that we think that are a clawback to devolution.
The team noted the actual transfer of function will end the 10-year back and forth between the two levels of government.
Our job is just to look at the legal notice only. The other time, remember, we also went to look at the resources and we did some indicative figures. But this time we want to agree on the functions first, because before we can agree on what resources to follow the function, we have to agree on what this function is.
So we believe that after this meeting, we'll be very clear, and the people involved will be satisfied with the functions that are devolved to them. The national government will be satisfied with the 35 functions that have been devolved to them in Part 1 of the 4th schedule of the Constitution of Kenya. The county governments, where I come from, will be satisfied with the provisions in Part 2 of the 4th schedule of the Constitution that gives us 14 counties that are clearly spelled out.
At the same time, the Vice Chair dispelled fear there will be job losses if the report is adopted.
This is one nation. When functions are devolved, fully devolved, resources follow the functions. When the resources follow the functions, one of the resources is a human resource. So if you are working for Ministry of Agriculture and there are some elements that, for example, needs to be fully devolved and was being performed by the national government, then you will just get your job at the county level. It doesn't mean that you are going to lose your job.
During the forum, stakeholders were urged to conduct civic education for Kenyans to understand their rights.
So let us do it with a lot of objectivity, knowing we are doing it for generations to come.
We need to bring all our stakeholders on board, the civil society, so that we enlighten the people of Kenya on their rights, on what belongs to them, the county government on their roles, their functions, and so that we commonly achieve the one objective and the one spirit of service delivery to the common mwananchi.
The Multi-Agency Technical Committee has until the end of this month to finalize its report.
So you can see where Malawi is.
Timothy Kipnusu for Lunchtime News.
And now let's directly dive into the world of business, where 2 new undersea fiber optic cables are set to land at the Kenya coast, pushing the number of international high-speed broadband cables connecting Kenya to 8 and drastically improving internet speed in the country. ICT and Digital Economy Principal Secretary Engineer John Tanui says expansion of the broadband connectivity as well as lowering the cost of internet and mobile devices are being implemented to empower Kenyans to tap on opportunities online.
We are happy with the global or international connectivity. Connections at Mombasa, we have already 6 submarine cables already connected with huge capacity available. 2 more are landing. We have sufficient connectivities across our cities. We have connections that supports the city urban development and also connectivity to the rural areas. We've had engagement with our private sector, and we aim to increase the current broadband connectivity from about 1.2 currently to add another 2 million in the short run, and in the long run achieve 8.5 million home connections. This will help to lower the cost of connectivity and the cost of internet, and with the availability of smart, affordable devices, our people across the country will be able to easily access the digital space, and overall the cost of connecting to internet is lowered. And the main reason is because the digital space, the digital economy is growing so fast. It's actually growing 2.5 times faster than the physical economy, and that's the data for the last 10 years. This is a space we as a country needs to grow and encourage participation of many.
And now beyond our borders, where President William Ruto has appealed to Japanese businesses to invest in Kenya's manufacturing, agriculture and technology sector. The president, who is on a 3-day official visit, noted that the partnership will yield a win outcome, with Japanese companies gaining access to Kenya's highly skilled workforce in need of opportunities.
Speaking during the Kenya-Japan Business Forum in Tokyo, Japan, President William Ruto said the implementation of the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda has opened up numerous opportunities in the agriculture, manufacturing, and technology value chains.
Kenya has very strong relations with Japan that support investments and business.
We've hit 114 companies. After this visit, Mr. President, I look forward to us standing here again or in Kenya and talking of double this number in terms of investments in Kenya and both in Japan.
And over the years, we've worked together in various fields, and our bilateral relationship has been, I'm happy to say, closer than ever.
The president said Kenya is poised to be the African workforce hub given its youthful population.
You're looking for talented, innovative, skilled, professional labor force. You start in Kenya. That is where your labor force will be.
He says by investing in Kenya, Japanese companies will not only access the Kenyan market, but also the East African community and the 1.4 billion African market under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
We are investing $5 billion every year in the education, training of those young people.
President Ruto told Japanese investors to exploit Kenya's arable land, which has the potential to make a significant contribution to global food security. He urged Japanese investors to explore Kenya's potential in renewable energy, as Kenya has one of the largest renewable energy reserves in solar, wind, and geothermal. Weri Mujenga for Lunchtime News.
And now to our interview portion. The government wants to create 1 million jobs a year for Kenyans abroad to boost the diaspora remittances and foreign exchange earnings. An estimated of 4 million Kenyans live and work abroad and send money back to their country for investment, personal development, and to take care of their families. Last year's diaspora remittances reached 559.57 billion shillings. And to understand modalities around working abroad, we are joined by Emir Sky Tours manager, that is Saruni Samuel, to just tell us also how in the private sector they are faring on, as the government has already created, trying to create this 1 million jobs across our borders. Samuel, good afternoon and thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
The process to many seems like extraneous for many of us. Even I personally have ever tried that. But what does it entail to secure a job abroad?
First, let me give my greetings.
Yes.
Good afternoon to all who are watching. My name is Samuel Saruni, manager Emir Sky Tours, which is a traveling agency.
Okay.
When we talk about securing a job, we categorize that into 3 categories. That is skilled, mid-skilled, and non-skilled. Yeah, for the skilled, those ones who have attained a higher education, those ones who have done like the bachelor degrees, or those ones who are looking at career-based jobs. Mid-skills, we are talking about people that have attained a bit of education, maybe let's say from 4 certificate, and is seeking to have a job abroad. And for the non-skilled, those ones that definitely don't have education.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have job based on all that. Yeah.
And of course, let's say, given that you have categorized them in those 3 categories, what are the procedures of ensuring that I transition from my country to that country that I'm headed for, in terms of, given that I've secured a job?
Okay, there are necessary documents that are needed for you to be able to transition from this country to the next country where you're going to have your job. So when our clients come to our offices, there are documents that we ask them to bring. Yeah, and maybe if I can be allowed, I'll mention the documents, the necessary documents that are needed so that you can be able to get the visa, so that you can be able to go and work abroad. So we need an applicant passport. It's a must you have a passport, the national ID for the applicant, the birth certificate. If you have a parents, you bring the parents' ID. Also, the bank statements is a must. Detailed bank statement. You also need your education. For those who are going for skills, you need the education certificates also are needed. Also, you need, if you are married, you'll definitely bring your the marriage certificate and the IDs for the spouse. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the visa, because right now, you know, Kenya is under our own system, the ETA system. It is visa free, but gaining that particular document, it is a work. You need to work hard to get that particular document. Given that you're in the sector, what ways have you done to ensure that your clients who are going overseas can obtain documents from the countries that they're headed to?
Okay, first, after we have done the proper documentation, we follow up on our clients to make sure that after they have gone, they will get the jobs, or they will get wherever that they have gone to attain in the other countries.
So what are the pros and cons of working overseas?
Okay, I start with the pros. Of course, the pay. Yeah, the pay is high, so when you work abroad, you are assured that you'll be able to earn well. Okay, also, you'll be able to venture into a new country whereby you're going to learn a different culture, you're going to learn different people. Also, you are going to attain new skills. Yeah, and for instance, if you are jobless here in the country, you are going to be able to display or to use the knowledge that you attained in the country. Yeah. So those are the pros. Of course, for the cons, number one, for the cons, sorry for that. Number one, when you go and misbehave in the other country, of course, you'll be taken back to the country. So that is number one. When you go there and you don't follow the rules that are needed, you'll be able to come back to the country, or you'll not get whatever that you wanted, once you go there. Yeah.
And we've seen a majority of us, not just Kenyans, but in the African continent, opting to go to the United States or to the UK. What is the motivating factor of going to those two countries? Why not Switzerland or Denmark, those quiet countries?
As for our agency, we motivate people to visit the UK and the US. One, because in US or in the UK, you paid as per hours. You're paid in hours. So that one can give you a chance to determine on how you need or you want to be paid. Because if it's 4 hours, that means you can be able to work in 1 or 2 or different kind of jobs. So that one motivates our clients to be able, or we motivate our clients to be able to choose the United States or the UK. Yeah.
And after they have gone to those countries, do you keep tabs on them? Because we have witnessed what has happened in some of the Middle East countries where they are being harassed on some, they are in terms of how they are paid, it's not well laid out. So as an agency, do you keep tabs on the people you have sent out there?
Yes. Yes. I just want to let our clients or our customers know that since the beginning, that's when we are doing the documentation for them, we do a follow-up on them. We do a follow-up because you find that in a country like Canada, we have our hosts there. We have our agents there. So we follow up to make sure that these people have attained whatever that we have sent them to go and get. Yeah.
And of course, given that you have mentioned Canada, you've seen the latest move from the Canadian government led by Justin Trudeau in terms of ensuring that they do not accept many of people who are coming to into their country. Maybe given that your agency is there, how have you dealt with that?
Okay, we are aware of that, and as an agency, we have done our research and we have acquired other countries. Yes, we like to encourage our clients that we have more and more countries, especially in the Schengen countries. That is Germany, Poland, and you heard that our president have already mentioned something about Poland.
Yes.
That means that there is something that is coming up. Yeah, there are opportunities for our Kenyan in such countries. Yeah, so we have decided to diversify in order to make sure that we have solved this problem as an agency. Yes.
And of course, you've seen from the government move since they took over power back in 2022, they are committed to ensure that many of us go outside the country and seek employment. So given that you're in the private sector, so has your agency been complementing what the government has been doing in the public sector?
Yes, we have been doing that because we have taken so many people. We have taken so many people since the back years, and we are still doing that. We are still encouraging people. And once you come to our agency, we'll give you the right direction. We'll ask you for what exactly is needed so that we'll be able to deliver. We are receiving so many notifications that there are many jobs abroad. And as an agency, we take our initiative to market and to do the job that the government has perhaps given unto us. So to make sure that we deliver this, because it is true that there is lack of jobs in the country.
Yes.
It is low. So that's why we are encouraging our Kenyans that let's go. Let's go get the job, go earn. Or for instance, if you're learned, you are highly skilled and you're learned and you have not been able to get a job in the country, there are so many opportunities above. And that's how we come in as an agency to make sure that we have sorted our people, or we have done what the government need us to do.
Quite rightly so, you've talked about the unemployment, which is high in the country as we speak. So given that the Kenyan who's watching you right now, what do they need to do? What is that first step they need to take so that they can secure employment out there?
Okay, the first thing they need to do is that first do the research that, yes, I don't have a job, yes, I'm unemployed. Do a research and know that which country I would like to go, which countries are giving out these job opportunities, which are these countries. And then after that, seek for the right agency. And that's why we come in as a Emir Sky Tours, whereby once you come to us, we'll give you exactly what is needed. We'll ask you for the right documents. We'll do a consultation to the best level to make sure that people are getting jobs abroad, because we have many vacancies as an agency. We have jobs opportunities. Yes.
Now, given that now we are coming to the closure of this conversation, maybe your final remarks towards this.
my final remarks toward this is that I would love to tell our Kenyans or our Kenyans youth who are mostly or more affected that come to our agency. We are going to give you, we are going to help you, and we are going to open opportunities for you outside the country. There are so many opportunities. Do not just sit there. Take a step, do your research, go and get the greener pastures, because it's clear that they are there. It's only that you are needed to take that action so that you can be able to get the job. Also, we are located along Koinange Street, that is opposite CJ's, Sienda House, 10th floor. That's where we are located. I'm expecting that they should come, we help them go get the job.
Thank you so much. That is the Emir Sky Tours Manager, Saruni Samuel. Thank you for making time for us. Just expounding on the opportunities that are out there overseas, given that the government opts to create 1 million jobs a year for Kenyans abroad. And of course, we'll be carrying on that particular conversation in the near future as well. But let's head over and I brief you what is happening in the world of sports. The 2023 African Cup of Nations concludes this weekend after 4 weeks of intense action. Host Ivory Coast will secure it out with Nigeria in the final match this Sunday at the Olympic Stadium of Ebimpe. The two teams qualified for the final match after winning their matches last night. Meanwhile, EcoBank hosted AFCON watch party for its employees at the Nairobi Hotel. Now, the party was meant to educate and inform potential clients about their services.
Note that 16 out of the 24 participating teams in the AFCON are in markets where EcoBank is present. As I indicated, we are in 33 markets across Africa, 35 actually, 2 in which we have representative offices. And it's important for us as a team, it's important for us as EcoBank to sponsor one of the unifying events across the continent, which is football. It gives us an opportunity to showcase who we are as EcoBank and really touch the heartbeat of Africa.
Now to that mouth-watering clash last night where host Ivory Coast and Nigeria will meet in the 2023 African Cup of Nations final at the Olympic Stadium of Ebimpe on Sunday, a day after South Africa faced DRC in the third-place playoff match at the Felix Bongi Stadium. The Ivorians booked their place in the final by beating DR Congo 1-0 in the semi-finals, while Nigeria defeated South Africa 4-2 in a post-match penalties after their ended 1-0.
Maintains possession after a slightly awkward initial touch. Hashim goes down and penalty. Nigeria will have the straight down the middle and Nigeria lead. Nwabali, potentially the Nigerian hero. In the 90th minute, Mukwena strikes firm, he strikes true, and he strikes through the heart of Nigeria. Back up mark against Nwabali. Foxes from a couple of steps away against William at the expense of South Africa.
Radel hangs it back. Hala at the back post. Hala goal! Seconds remaining. There's the final whistle. The hosts are into the final. Cote d'Ivoire will play.
Is the question we're pondering. Will that trophy remain in Ivory Coast or it will head over to Nigeria? Of course, tune in to KBC. Remember, AFCON equals KBC. Now, Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez hit a stunner as Chelsea's outclassed Aston Villa in their FA Cup fourth-round replay, winning 3-1 at Villa Park. The Blues are set to host Leeds in the fifth round. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest edged Championship side Bristol City 5-3 in a penalty shootout to set up a fifth-round tie with Manchester United. Now, banned Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva claims her positive doping test could have been caused by contaminated strawberry dessert prepared by her grandfather. Now, Kamila was handed a 4-year ban by the Court of Arbitration for Sports after testing positive for a banned heart medication in 2021 when she was 15 years old.
Kamila Valieva made a name for herself at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics after becoming the first female skater to land a quadruple jump, helping Russia to team gold. She tested positive for the banned heart medication trimetazidine in December 2021 when she was just 15 years old. She's been given a backdated